Hello everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. It's nice to see all of you again. How you doing? How's everyone? How's Sari? Always looking after us. Hi Sari. And hello Laughs a lot. How you doing? You doing well? I think aren't the schools back now? Aren't the schools back? Aren't you? I believe the Irish school kids are back to work now. I know the Leaving Cert results came out a little while ago. So I assume you're back. Oh, or maybe it's next week. Not till Thursday. You remain free for a time. I see, I see. I hope I hope it's not too tough. Are you going to be taking like a new class on this year, or is it like are you going to be don't no wait, if you're going up a year, then you just be taking on the same class, but like imagine you senior infants again. Oh, okay, nice, nice. Imagine like it worked like that, where you go like you start at junior infants and you go seniors, first class, second class, but then that means like for every single year, you have the same teacher. If you're a student, you have the same teacher because they're slowly getting like a promotion. That'd be so stupid if it worked like that. You every year or like 2 years, and like the promotions get slower and slower as you go until you hit like leaving cert. uh, how does that work, I wonder? Like how is it? I imagine that it is partly experience, if you have more like longer years doing um teaching senior infants, and then okay, well, we're going to put you into the first class because like you've done a bit more work now. Excuse me, I have a cup of tea next to me, so I'm sipping away at that. Sipping away at that. I am. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, I was debating. I was half debating changing my category to writing and reading, as they call it. Now, you guys have heard my opinion on this before. That writing and reading is a terrible naming convention. It's not writing and reading, it's reading and writing. I don't know who decided on writing and reading, but it just sounds off. Reading and writing. But that's another category on Twitch. I was thinking maybe I should move over there. Like I'm not like not in the right thing, because I'm still doing kind of an ASMR style. But yeah, maybe I should go over there because it's a smaller place, so I'd always be on like the front page. But it also then, of course, has a smaller audience, so it's hard to say. Hard to say. If I could, like, if people who come around for reading would check out my streams, maybe they would. Maybe I should give that a try next time I'm doing another reading stream. Next reading stream, maybe we go over to the writing and reading people. Reading and writing. I'm going to end up getting stuck saying it like that, aren't I? I'm going to become the very thing I despised. Back when you were in primary school, there was one class who had the same teacher all the way from 2nd to 6th. He then stayed in 6th for 10 years. Man, he must have sucked. Couldn't get past 6th class. Oh, couldn't get past. He couldn't pass his entrance exam into secondary school. Like the teachers have to take an entrance exam. But yeah, that must be like. Hopefully you'd like Bill. Hopefully like he liked his class. You'd kind of hope that, because I feel like if that was happening to me, I'd be like, after like 2 years, I'd be like, okay, can I please change class? Can I go teach? Can I just do a jump, or can I stay? hello, Zinzin. Chunzin. I sometimes I get confused how to pronounce your name because on Twitter it's like Zinzin or Jinjin. Jinjin? I don't speak Japanese. But hello, how are you? Hello, Chun. It's nice to see you. I have no idea if he liked them. He was pretty good though. I see. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. It's nice to see you. I hope you've been doing well, Chun. I've been seeing some of your art here and there. It's really good. And thank you again. Thank you again for that art you made of me. It was really sweet. It was really sweet of you. and I loved it very, very much. I'm pretty sure I showed it on stream a while back, and I was like, June made this for me. Um, but yeah, maybe we'll try over in the writing and reading. It was kind of funny. I don't know how categories get created. I assume enough people have to use a category because when I was like looking at the writing and reading, I saw write and read the Bible category, and I had like 450 followers and like 20 viewers. I was like, is that popular enough to be a category? Like, I understand why it would be, but I'm like, that's just a random category for there to be. I'd like to know when that came into existence. Was that before reading and writing or after? I can only imagine it must have been after, but you'd think that would just stay in there. Well, you know what? Maybe it's good they have their own little space for themselves. Excuse me. I'm having another sip of my tea. Refreshing. Okay, I have oh, I really want to complain right now. My I had a rough day yesterday. I had a very rough day. It was a very good day. It was a very good day at the beginning, but it became a rough day near the end, unfortunately. So it started off as a nice day. Everything was going well, and I recently ordered my new Arctic liquid cooler, an AIO, a 360 model. So it has three 120 fans, which is where you get the 360 from. I have the, and this was the liquid cooler 3, Arctic liquid cooler. I had the 2 version. I had the liquid cooler 2, 240. No, sorry, 280, which is 2 140 fans, and they're roughly the same in terms of the 360 is typically better. But I always had issues. You guys remember that? I always had issues when it came to my cooler. Because when you see it, you want to turn 360 degrees. Degrees. Nice spelling. I assume that was autocorrect, getting your ass. Or you meant on the grease. Like, I suppose grease on the shoes would allow you to turn 360 degrees and walk away easier. It feels like you haven't streamed in ages. Yeah, Tune. I had exams. I had to study for, so I basically didn't stream for like 3 weeks, I want to say. But I'm back to streaming now. I've done like 4 streams in the past week, so we're back to it. We're getting back into it. And I'm gonna try and be somewhat consistent, you know? I'm gonna do my best. I'm even considering getting like a decent gaming laptop, so if I have to travel, I could still like do a little bit of streaming. But yeah, things went well though. Things went well with my exams. I'm glad to see you again, Ruadh. Question: is your sword made out of Stanley steel, like so it doesn't rust? No, it's made out of Babylonian steel, because that's like rare. So cool. It has like all the cool stuff. No. You're also going to a new school soon. Ooh, congrats! I hope it goes well. I hope you have. Well, I don't know how hard you guys have it over there in China. That could be, new school could be pretty rough. But Barbie loaned it to you. Oh, I see. Yeah. Barbie gave it to me. Barbie's pretty cool. No. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So I got this new cooler, and it's way better. So I currently have it installed, but the process to get it installed took way longer than it should have. So it started off with me having to take out the 280. You think that would be fine? You think that would, okay? Take out the new cooler, just unscrew it and get it out. Well, oh no, wait, my GPU's in the way. Well, yeah, that makes sense. So I have to take out my GPU. Then I get a little scared because oh shit, wait, what do I put it on again? And I just put it on my bed. I put it on some cardboard on my bed. You're currently relying on watching English live streams to learn English. I hope my streams can be helpful. I mean, they're good. They're a great way to learn, though, to get your listening really strong, because you're immersing yourself. You're immersing yourself in well, just an English environment. So you kind of have to. Well, I'm Irish, so, but an English-speaking environment. So you have to get very good at it to understand me proper. So I do hope you can. I do hope you get good. You get good at English. I hope it helps with your. I hope it helps with your listening. The only thing I'd be worried about, though, Chun, is like, East Asians often have particularly thick accents, and often it comes from the fact that there are some sounds, I think, in English that you guys don't pronounce. In the same way that, like, if you take Japanese, for example, because I know nothing about Chinese, there's some words or some sounds in Japanese that, like, are not present in English. I think your spoken English is pretty good. So I am Irish, but due to various historical reasons, Ireland has English as as one of their languages, basically. So we all grow up speaking English, as many countries do. But sounds like tsu is not really a thing you would hear in English much. So I worry, like, you could get really good at sounding English because you listen to native speakers of English. But what happens if you go to, you're sitting in your Chinese listening, or not listening, like your talking exam, where I assume maybe you guys have like an interviewer and they're asking you questions and you're responding. What if they're not someone who has a lot of exposure, and they're just like, oh, you should be talking in the same way that I am, but that's with the accent. I often get worried about that. It's like, what if what if a listener or someone who is teaching you the language teaches you in the way that they're used, like they naturally pronounce it, which could be off from the actual way it's learned or spoken. You're not very good at English either. You will get better. I mean, the fact that you're even here, that's gonna, I think, improve. At the very least, it will improve your listening. Definitely. What you could try to do, because I think you're using a translator. Yes, you could put it away at times and try and think, oh, what is Ruadh talking about? What does he mean? What does that mean? To really, now you don't have to do it because obviously you're here to enjoy too, but that could be a little test, that could be tricky, just to kind of be like, okay, can I follow it? Hello, Big Chum, welcome in. How are you doing? But yeah, sorry, getting back to my story about my headache getting my AIO cooler out. So after getting my GPU out, I realized I had to take out the top fan too. So did that a little bit. And then it still wasn't getting out, and I was getting kind of annoyed at this stage. And then I realized I kind of had a few more components I had to take out to allow it to get out. So it just took a little bit longer to get out than I would have liked. And obviously at this point I was having like cables and screws everywhere, so the room was starting to get a bit messy. But the real issue came when I started to try and put in the 360. So the 280 is thinner but a bit thicker than the 360 cooler. So what that meant was when I put the 360 in, which I had to take out another fan to get that one in due to the added length, I put it in and it wasn't fitting into my case, because there was a tiny, like, lip of metal that was just sticking out that my 280 never touched, so I never even realized it was there, or I never realized it was an issue. But my 360 was not reaching, and I was trying to like shimmy it in, but I was really worried about damaging something. Eventually, I had to take the fan. I had to take it back out. I had to unscrew all the fans that were already on the AIO radiator. I had to put the radiator into the front of the case, into the case, seat it against the front of the case, and then screw the fans on in front. And then I had a whole ordeal trying to make sure that everything was connected. Now, it sounds easy. It sounds like it wasn't that bad, but it took me, like, I started to get mentally fatigued after about 2.5 hours of issues. So, that wasn't fun. I started doing things like I was putting in fans the wrong way around, or the worst part was like sometimes some of the cables were coming out of the PC. So like the really easy like thin cables were getting pulled out, and I had to like suddenly go back and look up instruction manuals on what goes where, because I didn't know which ones were which. But after a grueling like 3.5 to 4 hours, I finally got it in, and my back hurt like a motherfucker. Because I'd been like, bending over a PC and kneeling down for ages. You're using it. Oh, you don't know? Just thinking about something? What you're thinking about, big chum? Thinking about how you could be considered a maniac pixie dream girl, only existing to better other people's lives and happiness. Well, no, like, hopefully you would get happiness out of bettering people's lives and giving them happiness. But, I don't. Haru, I'm sorry, I forgot the. Wait, hang on, you'll get your pokes in a second. I think a lot of people like manic pixie dream girls, though. Go away. Stupid update. Where's the face poke? There it is. Oh no, don't poke me. Oh no, don't poke me, Haru. How could you do this? How could you do this? You're using a translator right now? You're typing so fast your fingers feel like they're sparking against the screen. You're practicing English because you have a Japanese friend and you guys communicate English, but her English is worse than mine. Aww. It would be really funny if you guys didn't use like any translators at all. So it's just two people who aren't very good at the same language trying to communicate. Like you're both like half getting what she means. Oh, that's kind of cute. That's quite cute. Drown. Oh, fine, I will drown, Haru. I'll drown with my tea. Oh. Why are fans installed on computers? So fans are installed on computers, Chun, because mainly it's all the electrical components inside the computer. They generate heat. So the fans allow for air flow, so it pulls air into the case, and then other fans pull air out of the case, and allows continuous airflow to go through and keep everything cool, because it's pulling in cold air and pushing out hot air. Then there are specific things called CPU coolers, which it depends on the type of cooler you have, but CPUs generate a lot of heat. So for example, my CPU, when I had that 280 in, the 280 cooler, which I think had a defect because I think it just was not working as well as it should have been. My CPU would sometimes get up to 100 degrees Celsius, which is not good. Now that I have my new cooler in, I'm running like when I would be streaming and running everything together, often my CPU would be up around 80, 70 to 80, which was not good. Sorry, did you say 110? 100. But that was it maxing out the temperature reading. Oi, 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 welcome in. Oi, oi, oi. Welcome in, Norman. But now, with my new cooler in, It is now running at a nice 35 to 40 degrees. So massive difference. So CPU coolers, Tune, specifically target the CPU. They'll often have a copper plate, and that will go down onto the metal part of the CPU because copper, well, I think it's copper, yeah, allows for good transferring of heat. So you can have air fans for an air cooler, which is basically a fan. So the heat is brought into a radiator, and then there's fans inside it that are keeping things cool. Then you also have a liquid cooler, which is the type of cooler that I have. So there's a pump on the CPU that is pumping water around from the CPU, well, from inside the pump to the CPU into a radiator. And it's constantly bringing water back and forth. And the water's taking the heat because water's a great transfer of heat. Great for transferring heat. And it brings it to a radiator, and then that heat is released and is blown either out or away from the rad true fans. Will a CPU explode if the temperature gets too high? It could, but usually it would just shut off. It would automatically turn off because it realizes things are bad. PC Kun is cool now. Oh, it is very cool. And it's even quieter. It's even quieter than my other one. I mean, I do, but maybe they're only friends with me because I like the idea of the quirkiness and use you as a therapeutic guide way to make their lives less boring. I mean, I feel like that's looking at your friends in like a very transactional way. You could turn that around and very quickly say they find me a really interesting person because I have a fun and attractive personality. I draw people in by, you know, I'm talking about you here, Big Chump. Maybe you have a really great personality and you draw people and they enjoy being around you. Like, we'd all like to be able to have people be enjoying. Now, of course, you know, you don't want them taking advantage of you in any way. But, I don't know. Of course, it's very hard to know how people's friendships are. It's very hard to know how people's friends are. You have friends? I have friends. I have friends. Shut up. I have friends, Haru. Mean. How dare you? That's why I spend most of my time either streaming, going to the gym, or... And hello, Aeronaut. I'm sorry. Wait, no, hang on. Aeronaut. Sorry, I thought I said hi, but I forgot. Hi, yo. What's a friend? So you know that imaginary thing that you had when you were a child and you, like, played games with? Yeah, that's a friend. Every conversation you have with foreign friends is a total communication barrier. There's loud sounds of typing. Cute. I've chatted with quite a few people, a lot of artists often in Japanese artists, because I would like comment. So I had a really bad habit. I often download art that I love on Twitter, and I might want to make a comment and talk about the art to the, like, make a comment on the art and praise the artist. But what I sometimes do is I go into, like, upload file on the tweet, and I select their art, and then I zoom into the art, and I look around it, and I go, like, oh, what things did they do well? Oh, I really love the texture on this fabric. I really loved how they did the skin here. Oh my god, the eyes are so pretty in this. And then I'll write up my tweet, and usually I remove the art, but it is not uncommon for me to post my tweet without removing the art and not realize I did so. And then they've had to message me and be like, can you please remove, you posted my art, can you please remove it? And in like translated English, and I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. But that's, funnily enough, kind of had me gotten talking to some people before. Only for like a week or so. But it was a funny interactions. You're just thinking too deeply about it because the streamer said you're the perfume that makes everyone smell better. You're the perfume that makes everyone smell better. I think you are thinking too deeply to it. I think you're definitely. I think you're taking like. I see. I can definitely see how one would say, "Oh, I'm an accessory." Then, that just makes other people better. But remember, things like perfumes are expensive. They're sought after. People want to smell like them. They want to hang around them. They think that they're cool and they're special and they yeah. So yeah. So I think you're definitely taking a little bit too seriously, Big Chum. I think the streamer definitely meant it in a positive way. I'm just gonna write down in a little notebook. Never call a woman a perfume. The guy, I remember him. Yeah, that guy. That guy. For some people it's a woman. It feels like communicating with people from different countries is really difficult. It often is because there's very different even different cultural barriers can be difficult to overcome. Um I often try and be very professional when I'm talking to people from other countries until I can tell that they're being quite relaxed. I've started learning. I think I may have said to you guys, I've decided to try and start learning Japanese. So now don't now sh- now no d- now don't call me a weeb. It may be true, but you're not allowed to call me it. Okay, you're not you're not allowed to just call me a weeb. That's mean. So but yeah, I've started. Haru. Um, Shallow, you're just as big a weeb. I'm sorry, Haru. How many like gacha games do you own? How many? How many? How many like pretty anime boys have you spent money on? Huh? You're homesick as well, so maybe that's why you're overthinking it. Also, weeb. You're just two. You purged your phone of it. Yeah, I think you're definitely overthinking it, Big Chum. I think it's an interesting way. It's an interesting way of taking that compliment. But don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. Um, but yeah, I started learning some hiragana, and I've gotten the kanji book, so I'm going to be looking at that. And I've also been. I think I talked about this on stream or else in the Discord. I've been learning piano. I've been learning piano. Well, learning piano now that I have more free time. Learning piano and also learning sheet music. Yeah, I was definitely talking about that because I remember people talking about posting it in the Discord. So yeah, I'm trying to be proactive. Ever since I finished my exams, I'm trying to use my free time towards stuff. Ooh, piano. Yeah, I'm learning. So I have like music theory stuff, and then I'm going to apply that to the piano. So I'm like getting better at reading sheet music slowly but surely. Piano is nice. That's what I hope so. I want to be able to do like piano streams. Like they don't have to be super complicated, but if I could have a couple of like nice songs to play that could like make you guys fall asleep, like my Oshi Genzuki, like Genzuki. If I could do piano streams, I'd be really happy. Mhm. Mhm. Um, and then I also have a few courses on piano playing itself, so I'll be studying those hard, guys. I'll be trying my best, but it's not something you learn overnight. You don't become like a professional piano player overnight. This might be a thing that'll take me a couple of months. Genzuki is great. Oh my god, Tune, he's the best. He's the best. I love his piano playing. I fall asleep to him often. I often fall asleep to his piano playing. It's hard to catch because I'm no longer studying and I can't stay up super late. It's hard to catch his streams often. But I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying. Where's my phone? Oh, there it is. It's in my pocket. The amount of times I do that, where I like, oh, where's my pen? It's in my hand. Where sometimes I've done it, I've looked for the pen, and I'm holding it between my teeth. I'm literally like biting down on it, like it's very clearly in my field of vision. And I'm like, where is it? Um, but you learn to play the violin, but now you can't play it anymore. That's really cool. The violin is a really lovely instrument. I'm sure if you like went back to it, you'd very quickly pick it back up. Maybe not as quickly as you'd pick up like, riding a bike, but I'm sure you'd pick it up much faster. I don't know how important practice. You're supposed to be doing homework as well. Oh no, big chum. I would say do your homework, and I will say do your homework. I'm a responsible VTuber. That's why I'll never be in a corporation, because I'm not like a delinquent. I'm not like who's a delinquent in Niji Sanji? Fu Minato feels like a delinquent. Toya seems like a delinquent too. Mashiro is definitely no, yeah, Mashiro is definitely a delinquent. You're doing your homework while chatting. That's good. That's good. I'm proud of you. It's not going in the brain at all, but at least you're getting it done. God, I remember having to do. I remember having to do maths homework and writing essays and stuff. Oh god, it's horrible. It's horrible thinking back. You're drawing right now. You want to work hard to learn how, so you can draw illustrations for the libraries you like. Oh, that's really cute. We have a lot of really good artists. We have a lot of really good artists in this little community. Haru, Mike, Chun, D. I can say even though D is her own VTuber, I consider her part of mine as well. Harry, you can't draw. You need to learn more. Well, you're only going to learn more by drawing more. You're in communications, so it's easy when your major is called stupid by the majority of people. I see. Well, you know what? You're also doing extracurricular activity because you're communicating with me right now. So you can put that down. You can say, I communicated with someone. You know what? It doesn't matter what you're... Like, here's the thing, Big Chum. You might go off and get, like, a job in HR, and you're getting paid the big bucks for wasting people's time and telling them that they're not going to be getting the job after 5 interviews. So, you might have a big... you might be telling those people who are telling you, oh, your major's so stupid. You might be, like, not giving them a job later. Dude, imagine you go in for a job and the person you bullied is like sitting in front of you. You want to learn complicated poses, back folded in everything. I see. Bro is so mean. I think it would be funny. Hello, sexy panda. Welcome in, welcome in. Tell that to the entire internet then. Yeah, the internet doesn't like HR people. And I can see why. But hey, if you get to wield that power, not bad. I'm not mean. I'm funny. And I'm not funny either. I find myself funny, I think that's the most important thing. When I stream, it's not for your guys' entertainment. It's for my entertainment. You guys just show up for some reason. I don't understand. No, you a bye. Why does that feel so targeted? Why? You a bitch. Oh, I thought you were... I thought you were just... I thought you were just calling me bisexual. Like, just out of the blue. Like, fuck you, Ruadh. Hello, Moonshadow24. Welcome in, welcome in. I apologize. I'm not being very ASMR-like right now. But it's a pleasure to meet you. How's everyone? I'm doing quite well. My back was very stiff. I was like an old man getting into bed and waking up today because I was bent over a PC. I was bent over a PC all the time, for 4 hours. It sucked. It really sucked. I think as well, I think it was more the mental strain too. The physical strain hurt like a motherfucker, but the mental strain of I felt like it was taking so long to get it done, and then slowly it started coming together again, and I was like, oh, thank God. I remember when I first built my PC, I gave myself the whole day to do it. I did it while I was sick with COVID. Actually, I remember that. I had time off and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna build my PC now. Because I remember I had been way too busy to build it. Because no, I remember I had been waiting for all the parts to get in, and there was literally like just an entire. There was so many pieces. He gives bisexual energy with a preference for guys, though. A preference for Genzuki. Exactly, it's a preference for Genzuki, and then, you know, you guys can make your own. You guys can make your own assumptions from there. You guys can assume. But you know what they say about assuming, don't you? Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. That's what they say. 10 terabytes of Genzuki. I don't have 10 terabytes. And hello, Moonshadow. Assigned by viewer. Haru just goes in, clicks preference, and assigns by, and I become that. Haru has control over that. But it's nice to meet you, Moonshadow. Welcome in. I'm sorry, we're talking about silly things right now. Why do I have what? Like a Sims character. Yeah. There's a little option wheel that you guys can do. Oh my god, you're being followed by a Moonshadow. Cat Stevens would love this. I don't know what a Cat Stevens is, but cool. If it's coming from someone with Bussy in the name, that guy knows what he's on about. So true. Cats. Oh wait, Cats. Wait. Cat Stevens. Ah, okay. Yeah, I recognize some of his songs, but I wouldn't be very familiar with him. I see. For some reason, I was like, is that like a cartoon character? Like a cartoon cat called Cat Stevens? That would be a good TV show. They should make it. He sang Cats in the Cradle. I see. You know what song was really getting me through studying? Yeah. Where is it? Beach Boys Rolling Up to Heaven. I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not gonna play it. But if you guys want, you guys should look up Beach Boys Rolling Up to Heaven. You should also look up the lyrics. But it was getting me through some tough times. Because it just always made me happy. I love the note on the photo of like the album that's song from. It's like it's a quote where it's from one of the band members saying it was the most magical place it was the most spiritual place I ever experienced, or something like that. And then you have that song. But yeah, I was definitely old man Ruadh today. I felt it when I went to the gym too, but I did some stretching, I did some rolling. That shit hurt, dude. Rolling out my stiff back on a roller. Oh man, if that's what being old is like, I don't want to be old. Haru, make sure you get like the de-aging potion from the Sims shop, okay? Don't let me get old. But yeah, I had to like take it very easy in the gym today. No, huh? What do you mean no? What do you mean no? You're gonna let me get old and like have to use a walker? I'm gonna be like the old man from Up, and I'm gonna have 4 tennis balls on my walker. Is that what you're gonna do to me, Haru? Why are you so mean? You already old, Grandpa? I'm not old, I'll have you know. I'll have you know that the only people who are old, in the same way, the only people who are old are those who are older than me, okay? Wait a minute, aren't I like 2,000? No, I'm like 1,800 years old, yeah. Lore-wise. It's the same way that, like, hags, you know what VTubers called hags? It's any woman older than me. 1,800 years young, exactly. I love the... Sometimes you see people complaining about the use of the word hag on Twitter. And I'm like, the urge to write hag, to say I love hags underneath it is so funny. Is so strong. Go take your meds. I already took my multivitamin, and I already took my fish oil, my omega-3 fish oil vitamin. Guys, oh my god, have you guys ever gotten fish burps? Have you guys ever taken a omega-3 vitamin? Omega-3 capsule? I shouldn't say vitamin. Wait, no, is it a vitamin? I don't know. It's fish oil. It's an oil. Have you guys ever taken a capsule of that and then you start burping? I don't know what causes it, but sometimes you'll start like doing mini burps and it will just be a fish taste. And it is rotten. It is one of the most horrible. It is just so... Ugh. And I just ate fish like a little while ago. Like I like fish. I like salmon. Salmon's so good. Gather around. Grandpa Ruadh is talking to the voices again. Yeah. I'm gonna be when I'm like 9,070. I'm gonna be like staring at a black screen, talking to a Haru and a Laughs a Lot and a Big Chum and an Aeronaut, and my kids are gonna be like, oh, he's doing that again. just turn off the PC. They just like press a random piece of like nothing. Your dad takes that. They're good for you, you know. Like I probably eat enough fish to get my omega-3 requirements, but like, you know, it's good for you. If you don't eat fish a lot, it's definitely good for you. Probably not as good as getting it from fish, you know, but they're whispering about taking off your life support. No, my kids will be raised better than that. You like fish, Haru? Ooh, fish is good. Unplugs the microwave you're speaking to. No, I'll have enough wherewithal to know what a microwave and a TV is, at least. Now, all the crazy new inventions they have, no, I won't have a clue. I will not have the foggiest idea. I need to figure out what to do with my old cooler. Because technically that cooler is still under warranty. Can I just say, by the way, Arctic are, like, amazing. They gave a 6-year warranty for this new Arctic liquid freezer fan that I got, or the cooler. That's like really good. 6-year warranty. Most places you get maybe a year, maybe 2. 6 years, damn. He says that before running into a door and screaming. No. Where's hang on. Yeah, I usually have that over there. There we go. I was saying, Haru, I was thinking of changing my category, maybe for another stream, over to the writing and reading category. At some point. I think that could be an interesting change, just to see what happens. Maybe I get more people that are interested in the reading side of things. But it's hard to say. Because ASMR has more people, but it means I'm buried deeper. But then reading and writing has less people, so it's hard. It's a little balancing act. I think we should try it for a stream or two and see how it goes. Maybe we'll meet more like booktubers. Tomorrow, I should say, tomorrow, I will be over on, well, we plan to be over on Regulus's channel. Continuing our D&D session. I can finally return to playing Quarian. Dude, I have been dying to play D&D for the sole reason, like, yes, we leveled up. I now have elven accuracy on my elven rogue. That's great and all. I'm gonna be fishing for crits. That's cool. But the real reason is We just killed a dragon. I know there's loot. I want to see what the loot is. I need the loot. Give me the loot. It's gonna be another thing we can't use. We got like an item that like you couldn't use. I think we could use it, but we couldn't use the spells because it wasn't on our list. It wasn't on anyone's list. But I just need to know what the dragon has. It's gonna be like 2 pieces of gold, and we spent like 300 or 400 pieces. But yeah, it has been really long. We just got unlucky with really unlucky with Geltaran's internet getting cut off for like 3 or 4 weeks or something. And then hello Lila. Welcome in, welcome in. Meow. Welcome in, welcome in. Meow to you too. On my way to add more enemies next stream. You know what? Maybe we need it. Maybe we need it because we're pretty strong. I have to say. Apparently, you like that dragon's meant to fly away. Supposedly, anyway. That's what Regu was saying. I'm eating vegan, low carb chicken nuggies. Ain't that something? That is something. It's good for vegans, I suppose. It's good for vegans. I've seen those before, though. The insides of those just looked like rubber. It just looked like pure. Like it looked like if I bought a. It looked like if I went to the shop and I bought a rubber, and I bit into it, it would be the same. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. A rubber here is an eraser. Is an eraser. Okay, let me just make that clear before anyone tries any funny stuff. Haru, you was about to say. I know you was about to say Haru. I could feel it coming. There was a part in my brain that was going, hang on a second. There's something about what you just said. It didn't click immediately. I have some in the freezer. Oh, you want dino nuggies? I haven't had dino nuggies in ages. Nah, these are amazing. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. They probably improved the thing. I will say I did see the fake butter, like not even margarine, or like telling me that you can't believe it's not butter. Like no, I can believe it's not butter, but I did see the fake butter, and I saw a big can called slop water. So that was, I don't think I'll be having the fake butter. I'll be having real butter. I feel very strongly about this as an Irishman. You lost 1 kilo since last stream. You just stopped eating at night. That's not bad. The only thing I would say, Lila, now obviously it depends on how heavy you might be, because if you weigh a lot, which I'm not saying you are, I don't want to call anyone fat. But if you do weigh a lot and you do have a lot of excess fat, then yeah, losing weight at a relatively quick rate probably isn't that surprising and probably isn't that bad to your overall composition. But if you lose weight a bit too quickly, you can begin to lose muscle. Now you'll naturally lose muscle when you lose weight because it's going to lose things. It's over 20 kg over what you want to weigh. Okay. I would probably put, because it's a decent amount, I'd probably be putting it at try to be aiming to lose about 0.5 to 0.75 kgs a week. That's where I'd be kind of aiming. Because I think if you lose about a kg, especially because you could lose more than a kg, you will start losing a non-insignificant amount of muscle. So, obviously that depends on if you want to be muscular. But, it's just something to consider. Now that I think of it, rubber was a weird word to use for erasers. I've dealt with that issue before with an American. I got really confused. I don't know, being a twink is cute. That's fair. Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying... Was last stream not like 2 days ago? It was not Monday, not Sunday. It was Saturday, 3 days ago. Being a twink is cute, to be fair. Fair enough. But like it might take an extra few weeks But it would add maybe like a month or two. But you'd still see progress if you're losing about zero point 0.5 or 0.5 to 0.75. But you know what? You know what? Fair enough. You know, you do you. Just make sure you're not like losing rapidly. Just make sure you're not losing rapid muscle. You know, if you're losing like 2 kgs a week, or like over, that's probably not. Lila. You need to lose a kilo. Teach me your ways, Lila. If you need to lose a kilo, I think a kilo is about 3,000 calories. I think that's right, isn't it? Hang on, let me. How many calories in a kg? Oh wait, no, sorry. I was thinking of pounds. I think I was thinking of pounds. So 1 pound is about 3,000. A kg is 7,700 calories. So, excuse me. That means you will have to burn 7,700 calories in excess of the amount of food that you're intaking. Because it's all about calories in, calories out. Again, that doesn't... So for those of you who want to lose weight, that does not mean you need to go sprinting on a treadmill for like an hour. That would definitely help. That would definitely help. But it's more so about getting your diet in a way that is both livable, and maintainable, but puts you in a calorie deficit. So I'm currently doing the same thing. Actually, I'm currently eating at a calorie deficit. I'm not eating at a substantial deficit, but enough to lose me probably about 0.5, maybe a little bit under every week. Well, that's kind of the plan anyway. I'm doing a lot of walking. I'm aiming for at least 10,000 steps a day, and then I'm also doing the gym work. You can make as much sport as you want, but without eating right, you won't have process. Exactly. It's calories in, calories out. Can I just sleep for a whole day? That shit would burn all out. If you sleep for a whole day, you will typically burn your like basic metabolic rate plus maybe 200 calories. And if you didn't eat, then yeah, you definitely, you could enter into starvation mode though, which probably wouldn't be good. You've been stress eating. I see. I mean, in that case, you kind of have to identify. You have to identify the triggering of your stress, and ideally try to avoid it. The other thing you could do, Haru, is have less nice foods. You could take a bit of a stricter route and go, okay, what are things I always go to when I'm stress eating? Okay, I always grab a bag of crisps or whatever, or chocolate in the fridge. Don't get it. Leave it next time. Try stress protein shake drinking. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Haru, you're about to get huge. You're about to get buff. You're about to become Arnold Schwarzenegger. Living. I mean, yeah, it works, just not healthy. Here's how it start was good. No, it does work, because it will work, but I do think that there are issues when it comes to that. So let me look it up real quick, because I feel like it doesn't necessarily. What? When body enters starvation mode, does it burn? So, okay, so there's a little bit, so it talks about glycogen, which is, your glycogen reserves, which are usually your carbohydrates, and also muscles for energy. But then it does start going after fats, which is the whole, idea behind, I think, you know his name. I know you know his name, and I specifically pronounced it the correct way, so no one would freak out. I think your body, I don't know, I think it'll just use whatever it has. It'll use whatever it has. You just ran out of cookies and cream chocolate. Don't go getting cookies and cream chocolate, Haru. Don't go get that cookies and cream. I think you also just have to be strict with yourself. You just have to have self control, and that I think is the main thing. The main thing is just having self control. You'll probably lose this once you get out of vacation mode and start studying. Ah, yep, yep. Some people do that. Some people stress eat. Some people do both, where they might stress eat on certain things, and then when they're in other areas, they'll start stress not eating. Bulimia? No. I think bulimia is the one where you get sick. You stress and not eat instead. Yeah, exactly. That'll burn a lot. You got the nice things that you work in areas where you have to jump, climb, hold machines over your head for a long time. Oh, you work in areas. Ah, okay, that's good. That means you have a very physical job. I don't have a very physical job. Well, for a 2 a day anyway. Or a Fenian warrior. But yeah, I just try and walk a lot. Try and get into, because honestly, I think it's something like for every mile you walk, which is roughly 1.6 I think kilometers, you burn about 100 calories. It's a very rough estimate, but whether you're running, walking, sprinting, for every mile you move, because it uses the same amount of like roughly force to get you that distance. Now there is kind of an accumulative effect or a post effect that does kick in, but it's roughly about 100 calories. Running and that type of stuff just means you do it faster. You walk to class, so once classes start, you're getting your steps in. Good. That's really good. Like even during lunch, I try and do one big loop of kind of the city. Well, not the city, like town. I mean, you know what I mean. The area I'm in. You make about 20k steps a day. That is a lot of steps. Oh my god, Lila. You will just working. Yeah, you will burn through. Like, you probably have to eat a lot of food to maintain that kind of physical activity. But if you get, like, a strict control on your diet, not to the point that you're losing too much, yeah, you will very quickly burn. Because that's probably upwards in the region of about, I want to say 800 calories. Yeah, I put it about there, about 800 calories, roughly. You know that because you asked your mom for her smartwatch and that catched them step. I see. I have an automatic counter on my phone. It's pretty good too. It's able to count when I'm walking, even on a treadmill. It's pretty good. But I think we've passed the hour mark. You guys have once again kept me talking for over an hour. And I could probably talk about this stuff for quite a while, but that's for another time, because if I talk about too many things, I'll run out of things to talk about. Oh shit, it's been an hour. Why are we fighting? Why are we fighting men? Men cute. But men also fight. They looked at me funny, so now I must fight them. That's how it works, okay? Look at me funny, fight. To the death. To the absolute death. Need fold men? What does that mean, Haru? I feel like I could guess, but I don't want to. Berlin 2025. But you are correct. Guess. I assume you're folding them over something, aren't you? They're being folded at the hips, goddamn. Can I just get into my book? Or you? Oh fuck! Of course it is. Of course it is. To be fair, if you were folding them the opposite direction, you would break them in half, literally, not metaphorically. Okay. Let me read my book. We will be starting our reading of the Irish myths and legends, gods and fighting men, by Lady Augusta Gregory. Well, not starting. We're getting back into our reading. fold men like laundry. I'm pretty sure I saw a short of a child like doing a kick and like flying through the air, and then some old man, some old like sensei grabbed him and folded him and put him into a pot. I was like, oh my god. He looked like he deserved it. I kind of wish you could do that to people. You just, like, if they're annoying you, you just fold them. You just fold them into a little square, a little handkerchief square, and you just put them in your pocket for a while. Anyway. Back to our book. Excuse me. Wow, the book is boring. Okay. Let's get into the actual ASMR section. Sort of. Maybe me talking is ASMR-like, but I don't think so, considering how much I laugh loudly. Chapter 4. The Hospitality of Kuna's House. It happened one day. Finn and O'Sheen and Quilta and Diarmid and Luigid's son, I like how they just called him Luigid's son, they don't give him a name, went up to the top of Cairn Fairgall, and their 5 hounds with them, Bran and Skiolan and Serdov, Lua Luachar and Aud Nul. And they were not long there till they saw a giant coming towards them, very tall and rough and having an iron fork, and on his back and a squealing pig between the prongs of the fork. And there was a beautiful, eager young girl behind the giant, shoving him on before her. "Let someone go speak with those people," said Fionn. So Diarmid went towards them, but they turned away before he came to them. So Fionn and the rest rose up and went after them. But before they came to the giant and the girl, a dark druid mist rose up that hid the road. And when the mist cleared away, Fionn and the rest looked about them, and they saw a good light-roofed house at the edge of a ford, near at hand. They went on to the house, and there was a green lawn before it, and in the lawn 2 wells, and on the edge of one well there was a rough iron vessel, and on the edge of the other a copper vessel. They went into the house then, and they found there a very old white-haired man, standing to the right hand of the door, and a beautiful young girl they saw before, and the very beautiful young girl, sitting near him, and the great rough giant beside the fire, and he boiling a pig. On the other side of the fire there was an old countryman, having dark grey hair, and 12 eyes in his head. 12 eyes? Dude has surround sound vision. Does that even make sense? What am I talking about, Ruadh? I think you guys get what I mean. Can he see time? I assume he must be able to see everything. You love when men, like, breathe on top of you. Y'all can't see, but your smile is huge. I'm sure it is. Where were we? Oh, yes. And his 12 eyes were 12 sons of battle. And there was a ram in the house, having a white belly and a very black head, and a dark blue horn and green feet. And there was a hag at the end of the house, and wore a grey gown on her. Okay, is this like the rainbow house? What is this? And there was no one in the house but those. The man at the door gave them welcome, and then the 5 of them sat down on the floor of the house, and their hounds along with them. "Let great respect be shown to Fionn," said Cool, "and to his people," said the man at the door. "It is the way I am." Oh wait, hang on, this is the giant. "It is the way I am." Okay, why am I talking like a southern man? "It is the way I am," said the giant, "to be always asking and getting nothing." For all that he rose up and showed respect to Fionn. Presently there came a great thirst on Fionn, and no one took notice of it but Quilta, and he began complaining gently. "Why are you complaining, Quilta?" said the man at the door. "You have but go out and get a drink for Fionn at whichever of the wells you will choose." Quilta went out then, and brought the full of the copper vessel to Fionn, and Fionn took a drink from it, and there was the taste of honey on it while he was drinking, and the taste of gall on it afterwards, so that fierce windy pains and signs of death came on him, and his appearance changed, that he would hardly be known at all. And Caoilte made great complaints that he did before on account of the way he was, till the man at the door bade him to go out and bring him a drink from the other well. So Caoilte did that, and brought in the full of the iron vessel. And Fionn never went through such great hardship in any battle, as he did with drinking that draught, from the bitterness of it. But so no sooner did he drink it from that his own colour and appearance came back, and he was as well as before. His people glad they saw that. Oh wait, my book, I forgot. You guys should have said I didn't have my book up. You guys are being mean, not reminding me, making me look silly. Then the man of the house asked, was the pig ready? That was in the cauldron.
It is ready, said the giant, and leave the dividing it to me.
What way will you divide it? Said the man of the house.
I will give 1/4 to Fionn and his dog, said the giant, and the other hind quarter to Fionn's 4 comrades, and the quarter to myself, and the chine and the rump to the old man there by the fire, and the hag in the corner, the entrails to yourself and the young woman beside you.
I give my word, said the man of the house, you have shared it well. I give my word, said the ram. Wait, hang on. I give my word, said the ram. It is a bad division for me, for you have forgotten my share in it. With that he took hold of the quarter that was for the Fianna, and brought it into a corner and began to eat on it. On that the 4 of them attacked him with their swords, but with all the hard strokes they gave they could not harm him at all, for the swords slipped from his back the same as they would from a rock. On my word, it is a pity. Oh wait, hang on, this is the man with the 12 eyes. We eepin' over here. We ain't got time for those. Fair enough. On my word, it is a pity for any of you that has the like of you for comrades, said the man with the 12 eyes, and you letting a sheep bring away your food from you. With that he went up to the ram and took him by the feet, and threw him out of the door, that he fell on his back, and they saw him no more. It was not long after that the hag rose up and threw her pale grey gown over Fionn's 4 comrades, and they turned to 4 old men, weak and withered, their heads hanging. When Fionn saw that, there came great dread on him, and the man at the door saw it, and he bade him to come over to him, and to put his head in his breast and to sleep. Fionn did that, and the hag took her covering off the 4 men, the way that when Fionn awoke they were in their own shape again, and as well pleased he was. Is there wonder on you yet, Fionn, said the man at the door, at the ways of this house? I never wondered more at anything I ever saw, said Fionn. I will tell you the meaning of them so. As to the giant you saw first, having the squealing pig in the prongs of his fork, Sluggishness is his name, and the girl here beside me that was shoving him along, why, she is Liveliness. For liveliness pushes on sluggishness, and liveliness goes farther in the winking of an eye than the foot can travel in a year. The old man there beyond with the 12 eyes betokens the world, and he is stronger than any other, and he showed that when he made nothing of the ram. The ram you saw betokens the desires of men. The hag is old age, and her gown wither up your 4 comrades. And the 2 wells you drank out the 2 draughts out of betoken lying and truth. For it is sweet to people to be telling a lie, but it is bitter in the end. And as to myself, he said, Cuana from Inishtool is my name, and it is not here I am used to be. But I took a very great love for you, Fionn, because of your wisdom and your great name, and so I put these things in your way that I might see you. And the hospitality of Cuana's house to Fionn will be the name of this story to the end of the world. Let you and your men come together now, and sleep till morning. So they did that, and when they awoke in the morning, it is where they were on top of Caim Ferdgall, and their dogs and arms beside them. I, Pip, I saw that. I saw that at the end, so close. I kind of like, I think I like tilted towards you, Pip, at one point. I tilted towards the poking. Saw what? I'll tell you what I saw. I saw you poking me. But hi, Pip. It's nice to see you. How are you doing? How you doing, Pip? You doing well? You must be going crazy? Maybe I am. Maybe that's the truth of the matter. I'm just going crazy. You're doing good, just drawing? Ooh, what are you drawing? Drawing anything fun? Crazy? I was crazy once. They put me in a room. A rubber room. A room with rats. Wait, no. Yeah. Well, I forget it. I had it like memorized. Locked me in a room. A rubber room. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. Hello, Lisa the Hellhound. Welcome in, welcome in. What? It's a, you think you came in at the wrong time. No, I'm not crazy. I'm not locked. I was not locked in a room with rubber rats. I'm going crazy. I'm not. Stop lying to the new viewer. But hello, Lisa. It's nice to meet you. Aw, hell nah. Oh my god. Whoa. That's quite the emote. That is quite the emote. I have that. That is an amazing bonk emote, I have to say. Whoa. Boobage. Very true, Haru. Oh my god. Okay, well. I certainly see what Tiffy with Tiffy is about. Tiffy Weekly. General Grievous collects lightsabers. I collect emotes. God, you're so based for that, Lisa. I love collecting emotes as well. Well, when I get gifted subs from like random places. Anyways, yeah, Harry. That's how I react sometimes when I'm scrolling to Twitter and I see random. Thank you very much for the follow, Lisa. Very kind of you. Fuck it. You're gonna risk the crazy rat man. You're gonna risk the crazy rat man. Unfortunately, Lisa. Unfortunately. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. Crazy? You're already going crazy here. It's okay, it's okay. This is kind of a nice distance, isn't it? It feels like a little bit closer, but not too close. Not like in your face. And I'm not like gonna headbutt you. You know? I'm not like invading your personal space. I'm almost doing it. I'm almost on the cusp of it. It's gonna get stuck in your head again. No. Oh no. I was thinking should I do like a Japanese study stream sometime. But it would just be me learning how to make the Japanese sounds and then learning the hiragana for it. And then testing myself in the hiragana. Dumb bitch juice. Oh, I need to get that for my sippies. That's a perfect thing to be like take a sip of. And we laugh at you sounding like a weeb. I'll have you know, Haru, I got pretty good at identifying the hiragana. I'm doing pretty well. There's a really good like website for it. And then I'm also watching one that goes through how to write them. The website says, you know, focus on learning them. Don't worry about writing because you don't need to write. But I still think writing helps kind of recognize them and like burns them into your memory a bit better. Ugh. Definitely. Anyway, let me get back to our reading. Because I want to get at least like be 10 pages at least. Chapter 5. Cat Heads and Dog Heads. I remember we saw the tribe of cat heads and dog heads at some point. So let's see what the hell these things are. Furries in my Fenian War mythology stories. More likely than you think. 9 of the Fianna set out one time, looking for a pup they wanted, and they searched through all many places before they found it. All through Magdalene they searched, through the Valley of the Swords, the storm of Druimcleave, the plain of life, but not a pup could they find. Then when they went searching through Durlus of the generous man, and great Tara, and Dún Dorvan and Kinsale, men and dogs searching the whole of Ireland, but not a pup could they find. And while they were going from place to place, and their people with them, they saw the 3 armies of the sons of the kings of Ruadh coming towards them. Cat-headed one army was, and the one alongside it was dog-headed, and the men of the 3rd army were white-backed. And then the Fianna saw them coming. Fionn held up his shining spear. The light-hearted Quilta gave out a great shout that was heard in Alvoon, and in Magdalene and Tara and Dún Rethlin. And that shout was answered by Gol, son of Moma, and by Fowlin, Fionn's son that was with them, and by the strutters from Burren, and by the 2 sons of Maet Breach, and by Ealoon of the Sharp Edge, and Cale the Sharp Sword, that never gave his ear to tale-bearers. It is pleasant the sound was then of the spears and armies, and of the silken banners that were raised up in the gusty wind of the morning. And as to the banners, Fionn's banner, the Delbgrena, the sun-shaped, was the likeness of the sun on it, and Gol's banner was the Fulang Durig, that was the first and last to move in a battle, and Fowlin's banner was the Conail Caha, the candle of battle. O'Sheen's banner, the Don Niamh, the dark, deadly one. Quilta's was the law of Derrig, the Red Hand. So now we know what my banner would be, huh? It would be the Red Hand, which is the Red Hand of Ulster, actually. The story of the Red Hand of Ulster goes, well, one of the stories anyway, that men were, they were all on ships and they were, sailing towards Ulster. And there was a call stating that the first man to put his hand on the land would be the ruler over that land, would be king. So one of the men cut off their hand and threw it onto the beach as they neared, because another had gotten ahead of them. It's a pretty cool little story. There's a bit more to it, I believe. Was that Niall of the 9 Hostages? Niall Noglucht? Might have been. I think it's Niall Noglucht. Oscar's was the Scoob Gavig that had the broom of rowan branches on it, and the only thing asked when the fight was at the hottest was where the broom was, and the only thing answered when asked what the fight was at the hottest was where the broom was. And Mary Dairimwood's banner was the Leah Loinuk, the shining grey, and the Cree of Fuluk, the bloody branch, was the banner of Luigid's son, and as to Conan, it is a briar he had on his banner, because he was always for quarrels and for trouble, and it used to be said of him he never saw a man frown without striking him, or a door left open without going in through it. Hello, Mike. It's nice to see you. How are you doing, Mike? You doing well? Were you watching Fua? Fua is a cool guy. I like watching Fua. I love that. And there was not a door that was open that he did not go in. That guy, that's not like a character. He's just a snooper. He just likes snooping around. He's just snooping, To be fair, if I saw a door that was open, I'd really want to poke my head in. The amount of times I walk past like a house and the door is just wide open and I'm just like, I wonder what's in there. He entered every door. You're reading Riawi. Not that kind of door. Howo peep. Um, Fua mentioned I was in his stream earlier. Well, I was watching. I was commenting. He saw I was doing ASMR and he said that he'd love to do more ASMR if he got the chance to. I think he should. I think he'd do really nice ASMR. I think Fua would do really nice. He has a very soft voice. Stop watching the boobage. Stop watching the boob. Anyway. Definitely. He does the pianos. Oh, wait. I think I watched that before. Him playing piano. That's really so he's cool. Where were we? Oh yeah. And when the Fianna had raised their banners, they attacked the three armies. And first of all they killed the whole of the cat heads, and then they took the dog heads in hand, and made an end of them, and the white backs along with them. Wow, that was anticlimactic. And after they went to a little hill to the south, having a double dune on it. And it is there they found a hound they were able to get a pup from. And from that time they had searched through the whole of Ireland. They did not find in it the whole of it 100 men that could match their 9. And as well as their banners, some of the Fianna had swords that had names to them. Mac an Luan, son of waves that belonged to Fionn, and Caird na Galan, the smith of branches that was O'Sheen's, and Cuilta's Crua Corscarroch, the hard destroying one, which is my sword, by the way. I know Spikel was was asking earlier about the sword. I think I lower say that my sword is the Crua Corscarroch, the hard destroying one. Wrong book. Harrow Peep. Has anyone kissed in this book yet? Mike, we did actually have people kissing at one point. Pip, don't you remember? Remember there was a great battle and it described men fighting and it described how they both died and they fell heel to heel and lip to lip. Do you remember that? When was this? This was like a good couple of chapters ago. Dude, that would be so embarrassing. Imagine you're fighting an enemy and you kill each other and you like it's probably less embarrassing if you fall on top of them, but like if they fall on top of you and you guys die kissing. Enemies to lovers. Enemies to lovers ends in death. Gore warning. And Diarmuid's Leavador, the Burnisher, and Oscar's Cuscarloch Vor, the great triumphant one. You're so lost. It was one of the stories a good while back. And it is the way they got those swords. There came one time. Oh, so this is more of a story. Like, who cares about the cat heads and dog heads? This is more a story about all the members of the Fianna. There came one time to where Fionn and Cuilta and some others of the Fianna, where a young man, very big and ugly, having but 1 foot and 1 eye, a cloak of black skins he had over his shoulders, and in his hand a blunt ploughshare that was turning to red. And he told them he was Lon, son of Leavan, one of the 3 smiths of the king of Loch Lawn. And whatever he thought to go away from the Fianna, or to bring them to his smithy, he started running, and they followed after him all through Ireland, to Slieve na Rig, and to Luamnoch, and to Atluan, and from the right side of Cruachan of Connacht, and to Aes Rua, and to Bain Eder, and so to the sea. And wherever it was they found the smithy, they went into it, and there they found 4 smiths working, and every one of them having 7 hands. Now you can smith a lot of things if you have 7 hands. And Fionn and Cuilta and the rest stopped there, watching till the swords were made, and they brought them away with them, and it is a good use they made of them afterwards. Beside his sword, Mac an Luan, Fionn had a shield that was called Scia Galveen, the storm shield, and when it called out, it could be heard all throughout Ireland. And whether or not it was the storm shield, Fionn had a wonderful shield that he did great deeds with, and this is the story of that. At the time of the great battle of Mag Tuired,
Lu, after he had struck the head off Balder of the Evil Eye, hung it in the fork of a hazel tree, and the tree split, and the leaves fell from it with the dint of the poison that dropped from the head. And through the length of 50 years that tree was a dwelling place of crows and ravens. And by the end of that time, Manannán, son of Lear, was passing by, and he took notice of the tree, that it was split and withered, and he bade his men to dig it up. And when they began to dig, a mist of poison rose up from the roots, and 9 of the men got their death from it, and another 9 after that, and a third 9 were blinded. Luctain the carpenter made a shield of the wood of that hazel for Manannán, and after a while Manannán gave it, along with a set of chessmen, to Taig, son of Nuada, and from him it came to his grandson, Fionn, son of Muirma and of Cool. Very interesting. We have some short chapter here. Chapter 6. I'm actually, I just want to say, because it popped into my mind, I'm amazed that none of you made a joke about Ruadh having a sword called the Crosscurcaruk. Or sorry, what was it again? The Cruacuscaruk. The Cruacuscaruk. The hard destroying one. I thought that would be a perfect time for one of you to say something. Hello, Doodle. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? How are you? It's nice to see you. You can't even spell that. You could just say the English translation. You're too stupid. I see. How are you? I'm doing pretty well. I'm a little bit tired after today and yesterday, spending 4 hours taking something out of my PC and putting it back in, and being an old man. Cross Crua. Close, kinda. Hang on, I'll spell it. I'll spell it for you guys. It's Otsu cooler. Oh yeah, Mike. So I replaced my cooler. I replaced my 280 liquid cooler with a Arctic liquid cooler 360, but the 3 version, and it is working way better, way better. I genuinely think I may have had like a defect in my other cooler, but it just took a long time to get out. So that's you drank the liquids. Mike, I need that for cooling. I know it was hot this summer. But you can't just come into my room or my camp, into my tent, and drink my cooling liquid. You need to cool me off. It's not fair. You can't drink my cooling liquid. Oh wait, hang on. I added an extra A. There shouldn't be 2 A's. But it's Cruacuscaruk. That spelling looks complicated. Do you guys understand what I'm dealing with? What I'm trying to read as I go? Oh, Ruadh. I can now say I have 3 Irish friends. Oh, that's really cool. I hope I'm the coolest one though, right? I'm the coolest one. I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous that you have 2 other Irish friends, but like, I'm the coolest one, right? Yeah. I'm not even gonna wait for your answer because it's obvious. Is Ruadh top 3? Yeah, I'm top 3. What if he said no? Or she say, wait. I forget which of the options you are. Options. Well, yeah, it's a select an option at the start of the game. You guys remembered. Your husband is your favorite. I didn't know we were married. Lucky, can you steal one? No. I'm not down to be kidnapped. It'll be funny. I know 3 Irish people. Am I in the top 3? No. I mean, do you want to be? No, I'm a wild rover. Well, I've been a wild rover for many's a year.
And I spent all me money on whiskey and beer, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. Ah, the Wild Rover is a great song. It's a great pub song. It's a great pub song. And my boots go jingle, jangle, jingle. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle, jingle, jangle, as I roll right merrily along. And they say, oh, ain't you glad he's single? You could say he's the Irish Rover. Mike putting he's the. It's making this so dumb. You get the first spot because you were the first one I met. Yeah. Yes. That's what I like to hear. Thank you. That's cute though. That's cute though. That's so stupid, Mike. I love it. It's funny because you did a Twitter meme thing for family, and you're apparently the daughter of a femboy bunny, married to an Irishman with an Irish son. Ah, it's one of the I see where the husband thing came from, the Twitter family thing. I wonder what would happen if I did that. I should. The only thing I have, the only issue I have with those type of things is they usually post automatically. They usually post automatically, so I can't decide. I can't decide what I want it. It's like, do you give us permission to do everything on your account? Okay, well, here's your family. We've already posted it. Happy. Too bad. Panic delete. Yeah. Yeah. It's very annoying. Let's continue with our reading, though, a little bit. Chapter 6. Lomna's Head. Fionn took a wife one time of the Luig of Luina of Meath, and at the same time there was in her household one Lomna, a fool. Fionn now went into Tethra. Tethra, isn't that like a Babylonian city? Something? Sounds very familiar. Tethra, hunting with the Fianna, but Lomna stopped at the house. And after a while he saw Corpora, a man of the Luina, go in secretly to where Fionn's wife was. And when the woman knew he had seen that, she begged and prayed of Lomna to hide it from Fionn. And Lomna agreed to that, but it preyed on him to have a hand in doing treachery on Fionn, and after a while he took a 4-square rod and wrote an omen on it. And these were the words he wrote. An alder stake in a paling of silver, deadly nightshade in a bunch of cresses, a husband of a lewd woman, a fool among the well-taught Fianna, heather on bare Ulan of Luna. Fionn saw the message, and there was anger on him against the woman, and she knew well it was from Lomna he had heard the story, and she sent a message to Corpora, bidding him to come and kill the fool. So Corpora came and struck his head off and brought it away with him. And when Fionn came back and saw the body without a head, "Let us know whose body this is," said the Fianna. And Fionn did a divination of rhymes, and it is what he said. It is the body of Lomna. It is not by wild boar he was killed. It is not by fall he was killed. It is not in his bed he died. It is by his enemies he died. It is not a secret to the Luna the way he died. And let the hounds now on their track. So they let out the hounds, and put them on the track of Corpora, and Fionn followed them and came to a house, with Corpora in it, and 3 times 9 of his men, and him cooking a fish on a spit, and Lomna's head on a pike beside the fire. And the first of the fish that was cooked, Corpora divided between his men, but he put no bit into the mouth of the head, and then he made a second division in the same way. Now that was against the law of the Fianna, and the head spoke,
It said, "A speckled white-bellied salmon that grows from a small fish under the sea. You have shared a share that is not right. The Fianna will avenge it upon you, Corpora." "Put the head outside," said Corpora, "for that is an evil word for us." Then the head said from the outside, "It is in many pieces you will be. It is the great fires will be lighted by Fionn in Luna." And as it said that, Fionn came in, and made an end of Corpora, and of his men. Okay, so moral of the story. What's the moral of the story here, guys? The moral of the story is not don't sleep with another man's wife. Well, really, there's two morals of the story. The first moral is when a talking head warns you, you listen to it. Don't just ignore it. If a dead person's head starts talking, listen. And the second moral is make sure you share your food with the dead head, okay? If you're sharing food among your friends, put a single Dorito in the mouth. Okay? That's the important moral of the story. Done be a hoe. That's probably a good one. Yeah, done be a hoe. You're running when a dead head shows up. Chapter 7. Ilbrek of Aes Rua. One time Quilta was hunting on Bain Gulvain, and he went on to Aes Rua. And yes, this is literally spelt ESS or UADH. There's a space between S and Rua, but it's my name. And it's interesting, Quilta is the character of this story, huh? I wonder, could this be where I got my name? If it's a good story, I hope so. If it's a bad story and he nearly died, then maybe not. He went on to Aes Rua. Is Bro the main character? Of course Quilta's the main character. Fionn might be the leader of the Fianna, but my father Quilta is the main character. He went on to Aes Rua, and when he came near the hill of the Sheath that was there, he saw a young man waiting for him, having a crimson fringed cloak about him, and on his breast a silver brooch, and a white shield ornamented with linked beasts of red gold, and his hair rolled in a ball at the back, covered with a golden cap. He had great heavy green weapons, and he was holding 2 hounds in a silver chain. And when Quilta came up to him, he gave him 3 loving kisses, and sat down beside him on the grass. "Who are you, young champion?" said Quilta. "I am Durg, son of Owen of the people of Uasnuk, and foster brother of your own." Quilta knew him then and said, "And what is your life with your mother's people, the Tuatha and Sheed Aetha?" "There is nothing wanting to us, for there is food or clothing," said the young man. "But for all that, I would sooner live the life of the worst treated of the serving boys of the Fianna than the life I am living in the hill of the Sheath." "Lonely as you are at your hunting today," said Quilta. "It is often I saw you coming to the valley of the 3 waters in the south, where the Sewer and the Bure and the Burba come together, with a great company about you, 1,500 young men, 1,500 serving boys, and 1,500 women." "That was so," said Durg, "and although myself and my gentle hound are living in the hill of the Sheath, my mind is always on the Fianna. And I remember well the time when you yourself won the race against Fionn's lasting black horse, and came now into the hill, for the darkness of the night is coming on. Oh, and come now into the hill, for the darkness of the night is coming on." So he brought Quilta into the hill with him, and they were set down in their right places, this being Sheath Aetha. It was at that time there was a great war between Lear of Sheed Fiankia and Ilbrek of Aes Rua. There used to be a bird with an iron beak, and a tail of fire to come every evening to a golden window of Ilbrek's house, and there he would shake himself till till he would not leave sword or pillow, or shield or peg, or spear in rack. They would come down on the heads of the people of the house, and whatever they would throw at the bird, it is on the heads of some of themselves it would fall. And the night Quilta came in, the hall was not made ready for a feast. The bird came in again, and did the same destruction as before, and nothing they threw at him would touch him at all. Is it long the bird has been doing this? Said Quilta. No, I was subbing, but it gave you an error. What the hell, Bezos? Bezos, that's not fair. Bezos, how dare you? How dare you stop someone from subbing? It's okay, Mike, don't worry. You can try again later if you'd like. It's very kind of you to try and sub, though. Thank you. Thank you. Sweet man. Through the length of a year now, said Durg, since we went to war with Shiad Fiankia. Hello, Sensory VA Audios. Hello, what story are we reading? We are currently reading Irish Myths and Legends, Gods and Fighting Men by Lady Augusta Gregory. It's basically a collection of, the first half of it was stories of the Tuatha Dé and the Gael, the Irish people, arriving and doing battle and, fighting and stuff. And now we're into stories all about the Fianna, Fionn McCool and all of them. A ancient mythical band of heroes, Irish warriors. But welcome in. That's cool. I'm glad you think so. I think it's very cool, too. Oh my god, we're one... Oh, I'm not going to say that, because it might encourage people to follow, and I don't do that. Where were we? Oh yes, here we were. Then Quilta put his hand within the rim of his shield, and he took out of it a copper rod he had, and he made a cast at the bird, that brought it down on the full floor of the hall. Did any one never make a better cast than that? Said Ilbrek. By my word, said Quilta, there is no one of us in the Fianna has any right to boast against another. Then Ilbrek took down the sharp spear, having 30 rivets of gold in it from its place, and he said, That is the spear of Fiacha, son of Conga, and it is with that Fionn made an end of Aelin, son of Niadna, that used to burn Tara. Keep it beside you now, Quilta, till we will see Lear come to avenge his bird upon us. Then they took up their horns and their cups, and there was drinking and pleasure for all. Ilbrek said, Well, Quilta, if Lear comes to avenge his bird on us, who will you put in command of the battle? I will give command to Durg there beyond. Will you take it in hand, Durg? Said the people of the hill. I will take it, with its loss and its gain. So that is how they spent the night, and it was not long in the morning till they heard the blowing of horns, the rattling of chariots, the clashing of shields, and the uproar of a great army that came all around the hill. They sent some of their people out then to see were there many, and they saw 3 brave armies of the one size. It would be a great vexation on me, said Ead Niambrek, the speckled. We get our debt, and Lear's people to take the hill. Did you never hear, Ide, said Quilta, that the wild boar escapes sometimes from both hounds and from wolves, and the stag in the same way goes away from the hounds with a sudden start? And what man is it you are most in dread of in the battle? The man that is the best fighter of all the men of Dea, said they all, and that is Lear of Shiad Fiankia. Kiad. The thing I have done in every battle, I will not give up today, said Quilta, which is to meet the best man that is in it, in hand to hand. The 2 that are next to him in fighting, they said, are Don and Duv. I will put down those 2, said Durg. Then the host of the Sheath went out to battle, and the armies attacked one another with wide green spears, and little casting spears and great stones, and the fight went on till the rising of the day till midday. And then Cuilta and Lear met with one another, and they made a fierce fight. And at last Lear of Shead Fian Kiad fell by the hands of Cuilta. Then the two good champions, Duv and Don, son of Erig, determined to go on with the battle, and is how they fought. Duv in the front of the whole army, and Don behind all, guarding the rear. But Durg saw that, and he put his finger in the throng of his spear, and made a cast at the one that was nearest him, and it broke his back and went on into the body of the other, so that at one cast he made an end of the two, and that ended the battle. And all that was left of the great army of Lear went wearing away to the north. Hello, Halconas. Welcome in, welcome in. It's lovely to see you again. How you doing? How have you been? Sometimes I listen to your ASMR videos because they're quite nice. Excuse me. Even though some may not be geared towards me, there's certain ones that I find quite nice. Your voice is quite soft in them. Duff has gone goofed. Thank you. It's lovely to see you back streaming too. Thank you. I know I was away for a couple of weeks, but hey, I don't count it as a hiatus. Like technically it was a hiatus, but maybe I should have posted like a I should have posted a black text on white background. No wait, sorry. I meant to do it the opposite way. I meant to say white text on a black background is what I should have posted, and just said I'd be on a hiatus for a little bit, because technically I was. But considering the fact that I wasn't like relaxing or chilling out during that time, I don't count it. But hang on, let me go grab my water and I'll take a sip. Oh god. You know, I just realized something actually. Because my new cooler is so much better at keeping the CPU cool, it means that the CPU isn't getting really hot, and that hot air isn't getting transferred into my room, and it isn't making my forest camp absolutely roasting. It's noticeably cooler than other times I've streamed. I didn't even think about this. Like, yeah, it's still putting slightly hot air out, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. Thanks a ton. You wanted to try more general acting like ASMR, so it's great to hear see a lot of people are liking it. Nice, nice. You should definitely keep that up, though. I mean, even like you just get better at that type of stuff as time goes on. Even better, I should say. Thank you, Halconas, for the drink. Trying to get into. Oh, for those of you who maybe you guys would like an update on my stocks. I just want to say that Rue is in the money. Na 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 na. Touch wood though, because it could just collapse. But I managed to get. We're in the money. We're in the money. We are in the money. I don't remember you putting your money into the stock market, Haru. But oh my god, the market actually finished up too. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. Oh my god, sorry, I thought that was Mike. Sorry, I thought it was Haru for some reason. Sorry, Haru. I was looking at my phone and I saw like a red name and I read it the same. I'm gonna punch you and Twitch support. No. The same thing last stream. I mean, you're giving me salary, so oh yeah, that's fair. What if I gave you stock options, huh? If I gave you stock options into Rua Limited. Yeah. Rua Limited. But yeah, I invested in a stock
an individual stock, not just an index stock. And I got pretty lucky. So first I took €600 in profit because I just made that and I divested. And then it dropped a little bit. And I said, you know what? The company I'm actually kind of positive about. So I bought more. And it has since gone up 30%. It has since gone up 30%. It's insane. Now, it could go back down. It's a little bit volatile, but it's looking like selecting a good stock takes quite a bit of analysis and good intuition. I don't do many stocks. I usually just go index funds, but this was quite an interesting company. So I thought, you know what, it has really high potential for upside, but at the same time, you know, it could have crashed at the same time, but in the last like couple of weeks, it's just been going from strength to strength. I mean it, by the way. It has risen from like 2.5, no, like 2 point, like low twos to nearly €5 worth of stock. It actually hit 5 today. The first time, now a long time ago, it was apparently worth a lot more. But hey, yeah. Ruadh's doing good. 30%, 30% up on my original investment. That is insane. That's crazy. That like genuinely insane. Bonus, boss, you get. Yeah, you know what? How you're gonna get an extra like an extra $10, an extra $10. Irish money man over here. My hope, like I am questioning, do I take that and just go? Do I just get out? Or like there's a potential for this stock to go crazy. If it gets a government order or like a state order with really strong revenue and earning potential, like this thing could go to the moon. You know, I could be looking at a, you know, not like an Nvidia, but like something really, really big. And they seem to have a very, very strong management. So that's good. And they brought on some new people with some very good connections. So I'm always thinking, do I invest more? Or do I just take my profit and go? Hard to say. But yeah, I can now say I need to calculate it. But I think I've beaten 10% gain. Diamond hands. Oh yeah, I'm like, we diamond hands here. Now, at the same time, this could literally collapse. Well, not collapse, but it could drop down. Like, if it drops by like 0.5, that's a lot. That's a lot. But I think it's okay. We'll see how it goes. It might, like, I have a feeling it's gonna pull back a little bit. From where it is. But you would just push up the stop loss to a level where you'd still be doing a good profit, or either leave no take profit point and push it to a super high percentage. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I just don't want to do it too, because of the volatility of this type of stock. Because it was like a penny stock for a while, but they've started to really come into their own. I don't want to set it too low where. And like I would hate to hit it. Oh wait, I was wondering why I lost money there. I think it was just the currency. But look, things are good right now. So maybe I will. Maybe I'll set like a stop loss limit where I still get some nice gains out of it, and I'll try and buy back in when it's lower. We'll see how it goes. But you know what? A 30% now, and that's 30% after I had sold. So since I bought back in, it's gone up 30%. So like I got a gain, and then I reinvested that gain at a slightly higher price, and now it went up 30%. So that's, you know, Rue is a very happy person. I might put that money towards like, now, you know, the one good thing about my new cooler actually is because the cooler is on the inside and the fans are on the outside, I have way more space for my GPU. So I might be able to get a new GPU at some point. Because now I can actually fit it. Like at when I had my old 2080, because I could fit everything inside the case, I just did. And what that caused was that caused a slight issue. That caused a slight issue, basically, where you know, this GPU was like 5 millimeters from the fans. It was perfectly safe, but there was no chance of upgrading. But now there is. Honestly, I should have done this from the beginning. Anyway, sorry. Let's finish off this story. Oh god, this story goes on for a while. It does. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got it. Where were we? There we go. There was great rejoicing in the hill of Aesrua, and Ilbrek took the spoils of a beaten army for his people, and to Cuilta he gave the enchanted spear of Fiacha, together with 9 rich cloaks and 9 long swords with hilts and guards of gold, and 9 hounds for hunting. And they said farewell to one another, and Cuilta left his blessing to the people of the hill, and he brought their tanks with him. And as hard as the battle had been, it was harder again for Durg to part from his comrade, and to the day he was parted from Fionn and from all the Fianna was no sadder to him than this day. It was a long time after that Cuilta went again to the hill of Ilbrek at Aesrua, and this is the way it happened. It was in the battle of Baenader in the east that Maine, son of the king of Loch Lawn, made a cast at him in the middle of the battle with a deadly spear, and he heard the whistling of the spear and it rushing to him, and he lifted his shield to protect his head and his body, but that did not save him, for it stuck into his thigh and left its poison in it, so that he had to go in search of healing. And it is where he went to the hill of the sheath at Aesrua to ask help of Behind, daughter of Elkmer of Brún na Boyne, that had the drink of healing of the Tuatha, and all that was left of the ale of Goib New that she used to be giving out. And Cuilta called the Cascorach, the musician, son of Cain Ken, and bade him bring his harp and come along with him. And they stopped for a night at the hill of the sheath of Druim Nevid, of Luigna of Connacht, and from that they went forward by Aestara, the fall of the oaks, and Druim Durg na Féin, the red ridge of the Fianna, and Art Gloss, the ford of the grey stag, to Bain Gulban, and north into the plain of Caitna, where the men of Dea used to pay their tribute to the Famor, and up to the footsteps of Aesrua, and the high place of the boys, where the boys of the Tuatha used to be playing their hurling, and Ide of Aesrua and Ilbrek of Aesrua were at the door of the hill, and they gave Cuilta a true welcome. I think it's almost confirmed that yes, Cuilta named me Rua after Aesrua and his wonderful time there. I am glad of that welcome, said Cuilta, and then Behind, daughter of Elkmar, and Brún na Boyne came out, and 3 times 50 comely women about her, and she sat down on the green grass, and gave 3 loving kisses to the 3, and to Cuilta, to Cascorach, and to Fair Mays, that had come with them, out of the hill of the Sheed. And all the men, and all the people of the hill welcomed them, and they said, it is little your friendship would be worth, if you would not come to us, to help us, and we in need of help. It was not for bravery I was bade come, said Cascorach, but when the right time comes I will make music for you if you have mind to hear it. It is not for deeds of bravery we are come, said Fermays. We will give you our help if we are in need of it, if you are in need of it. Then Cuilta told them the cause of his journey. We will heal you well, said they, and then they all went into the hill and stayed there 3 days and 3 nights, at drinking and pleasure. Hello, Theresa. Hello, hello. It's nice to see you. How are you? How are you, Theresa? Huh. Were poisoned arrows blade an actual thing? I thought they were just fantasy tropes. I was actually only thinking that Halconis myself for a sec. It's definite, like there is examples of that happening. I think some groups used to put their like I feel like I heard before that certain groups used to put like excrement, like animal excrement or something in on their on their arrowheads. Like just dip it in it. To like, give their opponents a deadly disease after shooting them, even if they don't kill them. Which I guess, if you're especially if you're fighting an enemy in a on a march, like they're in a campaign and they're marching through their land and they don't exactly have good access to stuff, that could definitely affect them. But I it must have been because there's a lot of references to poison and things like that, and needing of healing. Doing well, just listening to the stories and the BG. Nice, nice. You hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing pretty well. I think most people are doing well. Ruthless but effective. I mean, you have to think about they were ruthless back then. Especially if you think about spear walls and stuff, for instance. There was a great talk before I watched where I talked about how, oftentimes men would get stabbed in the legs, for example, and they fall. Infections back then sounds super scary. Yeah, you if it was a bad infection, you were fucked. But they'd fall to the ground, and often the spear walls would be pushing over them, and they'd actually take out their short blades and stab upwards into the men's unprotected regions. But then also some of the men would basically be stamped to death under, obviously because they'd be a danger. So, they might be stabbed, but they also might just be trodden over. And you have hundreds of men walking on you. So, yeah, you ain't gonna make it. Gangrene or death? Call it. Call it. You have to call it. Gangrene or death? Call it. You've never called anything in your life. Call it. When Step on Me Daddy goes wrong. Yeah. Exactly how it goes. At that point, if I'm dying, I'm taking at least someone with me, stabbing everything. Exactly. What you don't realize is that it's actually your friends over you, and you just cut 3 of your friends' Achilles' heels. Nah, it was you definitely want to take people with you, but yeah, it was back then. Fighting back then must have been so visceral and just I cannot imagine it. I just hello, divine Justinia. Thank you so much for the follow. And I just want to thank you very quickly because you are my 750th follower. Hello. Welcome in. Which is a neat number. I like 750. I hit 700 a while ago. We were on 1K soon, maybe. We were on track to do really well, and then, then I started streaming less because of studies. How are you, Justinia? Oh wait, Justinia, yeah. You doing well? I like that name. It's quite pretty. We were on track for it, but unfortunately, I just had to take breaks, and it was kind of the same as last year, too. I would have liked to have hit 1K before my second year, but I don't think it's going to happen. Unfortunately. I don't really have anything big planned for my second year, though, next month. I actually think I'm going to be busy during that time. No. I'll be a little bit busy, yeah. You can just call me Divine if it's easier. I don't know, I like Justinia. It sounds like it was more violent, and at the same time it was less deadly than Modern War. But you wonder what would happen if we count wounds and our life-changing things that we didn't kill. It was often, for the most part, battles back then often didn't see people dying. Obviously they'd die, but until one army routed, that was when death. Once panic took hold of the armies and they fled, that was where most of the deaths would happen, and often caused by the cavalry chasing down people. Now, there was a difference, especially with the Macedonian phalanx. Because of the extra reach they had over their enemies, because of the extra power they could put in because they were wielding their weapons with 2 hands, the Macedonian phalanx developed by Philip of Macedon
was an incredibly effective weapon of war. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze. I didn't. Oh no, I thought I muted it. Tusker. Bless you. Tusker. Thank you. I thought I muted it. I sneezed and then I looked at the OBS colors and I saw it was green. Ruadh snows caught live, yeah. Rare Ruadh snooze. What are you studying? Well, I was studying stuff. I don't want. It was. Let's just say it was kind of business and finance related, somewhat. The biggest fear of a streamer. Yeah, biggest fear. No, I think my biggest fear is someone just like coming in, posting a link. I click the link and it's just like a photo of me. Me, Ruadh. That would be interesting. But I am no longer studying, thankfully, Justinia, because well, I'm done now. I had exams, so we're done. But it was rough going for a while. I will say it was rough going. Excuse me. But we're currently reading Irish Myths and Legends, Gods and Fighting Men. Hello, J Titans. Welcome in. You understand that? That's quite. Congrats on completing yours. Thank you. I'm going to be getting my results soonish. Next week. Next week I'll be getting my results. And we actually get a day off for it, which is quite nice. We get a day off for the results day. So that's gonna be nice. They also put on a little event on in the place. So I'm gonna be probably eating pizza, drinks, maybe a burger if they're feeling like like splashing on us. So I'm gonna be happy. Cheering for you. Oh, thank you, Theresa. Thank you. Well, yeah. So I'm looking forward to finally having that done. And now any like exam or anything that I decide that I have to do from now on will be because I decided to do it. It won't be because, oh, it's the next step. No, it'll be because I decided to do it. And that's going to be nice. I know there's like the N1, N2, N3, N4, N5 exams in Japanese. Maybe I could try those if I do put in good work studying Japanese. Look, I gotta have some level of Japanese so when I meet Genzuki someday, I can tell him, "You're really cool," and then he goes, "Thank you," and then we leave and never see each other again. That's my one shot, and I say, I don't say you're really cool. I say I'm really cool because my Japanese isn't good enough. But he understands and he goes, "Thank you." I spill my spaghetti. I'm like that Pepe that falls on the ground and like spills his nuggies, and there's like women standing over him and laughing. But the woman is Genzuki. What am I talking about? My brain just goes on silly tangents. Genchuki Nanagasuki. The woman with her big tatas shadowed over you. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Mike. But wait, no, it's Genzuki, so where does... It's his big sleeves. It's Genzuki's big sleeves that are, like, shadowing over me. Where were we? You gonna go to sleep, lovelies? Have a good sleep, Justinia. Have a lovely sleep. We're returning to our reading. So hopefully that might be able to make you go EPs. If you are going to listen in the background. Hello, banana. Cool is Katsukoi. Katsukoi. Is it? Katsukoi. I think that's ko, isn't it? Yeah. Katsukoi.
Have a nice dream. Have a nice sleep. I hope you have sweet dreams, Justinia. Suyui. Isn't that cat? Suyui. Wait, no, are you just making fun of me? It's a small suit. Katsui. Katsukui. Katsukui. Yeah, I think that's the thing. That's a hard thing to know about. Like, now that I've learned, the sounds, I don't know how the pronunciations go still because I don't know where the emphasis is. Like, for all I know, it could be katsukoi. It could be katsukoi. Kakoi. Eh? Eh? Oh no, the grammar side of Japanese. Oh no, the grammar. It's so over. It's so over. Kakoi. I see. Well, he's gonna look at me. He's going to look at me, and I'm going to tell him like all these things about how he's inspired me and how I think he's so cool, and he's going to look at me and go, wait, what word am I thinking of? Word for it. Come on, where is it? Not yabai. Kimoi? Kimoi. He's gonna say kimoi, I think. I think that's the word I'm thinking of. Which languages have you been studying? You love learning languages, but there's very little time. I'm just trying to learn Japanese right now. I'm just trying to learn hiragana. That's why I was like reading through that, trying to sound it out to myself. The one word you learned from Duolingo before you burned the owl from your phone. Oh no. The poor owl. Well, I hope owl tasted good at least. But just Japanese. I've never been good at languages, I must say. I've always really struggled with languages. That's like the one area of studies that I always fell down on. But now I'm kind of learning from myself, so who knows? Maybe it will go okay. You know, I think learning hiragana won't be too bad. Well, I say that, but I've learned like over half of them, I think. Well, somewhat, kind of. I need to test it a little bit more. But I imagine once I add katakana and I add like all the additional things, it's gonna get rough. JP is pretty cool to learn. I always wanted to learn it like years ago. You needed a higher purpose to be good at it, yeah. And Genzuki is my higher purpose, exactly, Mike. Let me get back to the book so I finish off this little story. Because I will need to go sleep soon. I will need to go sleep very soon, actually. So I want to finish off this story. Oh my god, that's way louder than I intended it to be. I'm sorry. Hello, Pompon. Pompon, you are so sweet. You're always raiding into me. I'm sorry if that noise was loud. Oopsies. Is your fiancé and impress your future mother-in-law? Very cool. Hello, Van Wardy. Hello, Ori Last. Hello, Muriel. Hello, Sochi. Hello, wait, Ori, I already said hi to you. Hello, Sorcerer. Hello, Ponpon. Hello, Dodd. Hello, Orlando Timofey. Hello, One Lick is 7Kai with the Angie emote. The Angie Pompon emote. Pompon. I don't know how good your English is, but I listened to one of your streams in my own time when I was going to bed a few days ago. It was really good. You do really nice ASMR. You have a very soft voice, and you know, just the general sounds you do are really, really nice. But I suppose I should introduce myself. Hello everyone. My name is Rua Uaquilta. I'm a half human, half Tua Hade. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. We were just about to get back into our reading. We're reading all about the Fianna, a mythical Irish warband led by Fionn McCool. But yeah, we were having a little bit of a chat though. We were having a little bit of a chat, a little bit of a break. Half human, yeah, half Tua Hade. Oh no, I don't know. Oh no, there's there's Cyrillic letters in my chat. I can't read these. Uh-oh. What did I just do? Oh. I think I accidentally shut down Shoost. Hang on a second. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Gone. No, no, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I'll be back. Wait. I'll be back. Wait a minute. There we go. I'm back. See, I was never gone. I was never gone. I'm a professional streamer, I promise. They're just saying how cool you are. I bet you're lying to me, and they're making fun of me, and they're like, he's so dumb, but like I'm like, oh, thank you guys, that's so sweet of you. No, that is what they're saying. That's very sweet of you guys. Thank you, and thank you, Pom Pom. Wait, oh my god, I almost forgot. Shout out at Pom Pom. Blush rule, blushy rule. Sochi, thank you so much for the gift sub to Pon Pon. That's really sweet of you. Thank you so much. You do not have to do that at all, but it's very sweet of you. Now Pon Pon can use emotes. I personally am a big fan of the head pat. The head pat. Thank you, Ori Last. Thank you for the follow. Oh, I didn't want to. You wish Twitch would give you sub. Yeah, Mike has been Mike down there has been really struggling to sub to me. He wants to sub to me, but Twitch is like no. Twitch is not allowed. Jeff Bezos is personally denying his transfer. He does have a monster in his pocket. 16 fluid ounces of caffeine. Thank you again, Mermaid. Thank you, Van Wardy, for the head pat. Thank you. Oh, you guys are being so sweet to me now. You guys are being so sweet to me, and thank you, Sorcerer. Thank you. Oh my god, my eyes are so sparkly now. I'll have to dom to ruin. Shut up, Mike. That's not how it works. No, don't poke me. Thank you, Sochi. Again, thank you for the sub, for the gift sub, and for the... Hang on, I'm trying to be poked by Pip. Pip. There are people here. There's new people here. You're making me look stupid, making me look cute. I'm meant to look cool. I'm meant to look cool in front of the new people. Not stupid. Not cute. But I will now get back to Pon Pon. I thank you again. If you need to go off and get to sleep, because it's probably quite late for you, or go get some food or whatever, please do take care of yourself. I'm going to return to our reading and finish off the story, and then we'll probably be raiding out. How long are you going to be streaming, by the way? For another maybe 15-20 minutes at most. Unfortunately, I need to be up very early tomorrow. So... we're reading a story all about Quilta, a member of the Fianna, and my dad, actually my father, in lore. Can you buy some more time? You have channel points? I'm sorry, no. You'll save your 10k and do something else. Sounds good. You should do it at the start of a stream. Quilta was wounded in battle, and has now returned to a sheath mound where the Tuatha live, and they have Oh, I'm sorry, Apop. Hi, Apop. It's nice to see you. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know whether to be angry or sad, or angry or cutesy. Hello, Isabel. Hello. It's nice to see you. Okay, let's get back to the story. Now you have subscribe on Pon Pon. Thank you. Wait, I didn't see it come through. I'll probably see it in my... I'll probably see it in a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh, I can't wait to... I love emotes, so I can't wait to see what kind of emotes Pon Pon has. I bet they're super... Like, I can already see the heart is really cute. So I'm going to be playing with those gifters. That's literal what you guys look like. That's you guys. That's Sorcerer right now. And Sochin. Sochi. Tactical distraction. No, I gotta finish the story. I see Pon Pon's viewers are quite strong in the distraction ability too. See, when I'm doing reading, when I'm doing reading, what my chat usually does is they just try and distract me. And you guys are doing exactly the same, but you guys are cool. My viewers are mean to me. Anyway, thank you again, Pom Pom. Let's get into our story. You distract yourself. Shut up. What the fuck? Thank you for the hydrate, banana. Mm. Mm. Pon Pon, I hope someday I get to raid into you because you raided into me 3 times. It's always just like how time zones work, isn't it? We always raid into like the same people because they're always on at the same time. But thank you. I hope to catch one of your streams live soon. And indeed it was good help Quilta and Caesgork gave them after that. For there was a warrior woman used to come every year with the ships of the men of Loch Lawn to make an attack on the Tuatha, and she had been reared by a woman that knew all enchantments, and there was no precious thing in all the hills of the shield that she did not have knowledge on, and would bring it away. And just as this time there came a messenger to the door of the hill, with news that the harbour was full of such ships, and that a great army had landed, and the woman warrior in the lead. It was Cascoruk the musician who went out against her, having a shield he got a loan of from Don, son of Medir, and she used high words when she saw so young a man coming to fight with her, and he alone, this being the warrior woman. Woman? Yes, woman. But he made an end of her for all her high talk, and left her laying on the strand with the sea foam washing up on her. And as to Quilta, he went out in a chariot belonging to Medir of the yellow hair, son of the Dagda. So, for those of you who aren't aware, the Dagda is the sort of like the Greek and Roman pantheons don't exactly match on to the Irish pantheon. But if you were to try to, the Dagda would effectively be Zeus or Odin, sort of. Dagda being the good god. And a spear was given him that was called Benbath, the war woman, and he made a cast of the spear that struck the king of Loch Lawn, that he fell in the middle of his own army, and the life went from him. And Fermaise went looking for the king's brother, Olus, that was the comeliest of all the men of the world, and he knew him by the band of gold around his head, and his green armour and red shield, and killed him with his cast of a 5-pronged spear. And when the men of Loch Lawn saw that all 3 of their leaders were gone, they went into their ships and back to their own country, and there was great joy through the whole country, both among the men of Ireland and the Tuatha, the men of Loch Lawn who had been driven away by the deeds of Quilta and Fermaise and Cascoruk. Do you have commands in your chat? And hello everyone. I don't have many commands, I must admit. I need to add new commands. I need to add more commands. I think the only ones I really have are Mama and Papa for my artist and riggers. Is command a kiss thing? No. Meryl says your ASMR is top shelf. Thank you, Meryl. Hi, Katan. Backwards Ito. That X has a line through it. But that's very kind of you guys. I also have a Discord and Twitter, so I don't know. I guess if you guys want to, I guess you guys can go follow me on Twitter and stuff. There's also a Discord one. You have a pretty good reading voice. You usually don't listen to story readings, but this feels very great. Neat work. Thank you, Theresa. Thank you. And that was not all they did, for it was at that time there came 3 flocks of beautiful red birds from Slieve Fuad in the north, and began eating the green grass before the hill of the Sheath. "What birds are those?" said Quilta. "3 flocks they are that come and destroy the green every year, eating it down to the bare flagstones, till they leave no place for our races," said Ilbrek. Then Quilta and his comrades took up stones and threw them then at the flocks and drove them away. "Power and blessings to you," said the people of the Sheath then. "That is good work you have done. And there's another thing you can do for us. For there are 3 ravens come to us every year out of the north, and the time the young lads of the hills are playing their hurling, each one of the ravens carries off a boy with them, and it is tomorrow the hunting will be. For example, a jewel. Yeah, so some people have, I know, you just want a kiss. Yeah, Pip often wants a kiss. She's weird like that. But she's a cute duck, so it's okay. But I do need to spend a bit of time. I definitely need to take a weekend to sit down and really, really work out some neat commands, you know? Aw, so cheap. That's sweet. That's cute. So when the full light of day was come on the morrow, the whole of the Tuatha Dé went out to look at the hurling, and to every 6 men. So for those of you who don't know, hurling is an Irish sport. I highly recommend you guys look it up. Hurling. Hurling is, in my view, probably the greatest game ever created. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Very biased opinion, but I'm correct. To every 6 men of them was given a chessboard, and a board for some other game to every 5, and to every 10 men a little harp, and a harp to every 100 men, and pipes that were sharp and powerful to every 9. Then they saw the 3 ravens from the north coming over the sea, and they perched on a great tree of power that was on the green, and gave 3 gloomy long screeches, that if such a thing could be, would have brought the dead out of the earth, or the hair off the head of the listeners. And as it was, they took the courage out of the whole gathering. Then Cascorach, son of Cain Keen, took a man out of the chessmen, and made a cast at one of the ravens, that struck his beak, and his throat, and made an end of him. And Fermaze killed the 2nd of them, and Quilta the 3rd of them, in very much the same way. "Let my cure be done now," said Quilta, "for I have paid my fee for it, and it is time." "You have paid it indeed," said Ilbrek. "And where is behind a daughter of Elkmar?" "I am here," said she. "Bring Quilta, son of Ronan, with you into some hidden place, and do his cure, and let him be well served, for he has driven every danger from the men of Dea, and from the sons of the Gale. And let Cascorach make music for him, and let Fermaze, son of Aegwil, be watching him and guarding him, and attending him." Oh, Ari lays, hurling. This thing looks like it's for slapping asses. It does look like quite the paddle, doesn't it? It's usually made of ash, but ashwood. But often these days it's also made of like fiberglass, I think. Just another material. But it's quite hard. Many a broken finger, I think I broke my finger. No, did I? I think I almost broke a finger taking a hurley to the hand. If you guys are looking up videos of it, you might see the helmets that they're wearing that have like 2 metal bars along the horizontal, side to side, and then I think it's 2 or 3 metal bars vertical, up and down. Those only became mandatory in like 2000 or something, or 2002 or 3. For a long time, those weren't mandatory. You didn't have to wear helmets while they're hitting, lashing a little slitter which is the name of the ball, a slitter, around the place. It was so funny. Many of the goalkeepers hated the helmets because they obstructed their field of vision, especially the horizontal bars. So what some of the goalkeepers did is they took a hacksaw and cut the metal. Once the helmets were made mandatory, they cut the metal bars off so they had better vision. You played it too? That's sick. I would say almost every child in Ireland played it. But like there's some who are really, really good at it, obviously, and they play for the county teams. It's very much a place of pride, you know. You play where you're born. It's not like in like soccer or other professional sports. So it's an amateur sport. They don't get paid. Thank you, Soichi. Thank you. You actually never played hurling? Didn't you last a lot? See, I always thought every child would have done it. Even in PE, they would have played a bit of hurling. But yeah, I played a little bit of hurling. I wasn't super amazing at it, but I was, I played it. I had a family member though who was on the county team. Some cool commands are the ones where you can interact like duel or hug, like XXY% or D20s. Yeah, I've seen things like that before. This is the first time hearing about it. Yes, it's quite a. You did puck fada a couple of times. Fair enough. But honestly, don't remember ever playing a match. Fair. Playing a game of hurling is quite intense. It's very intense, especially when the ball's on the ground and everyone's sticking to hurleys and trying to get it out. But I'm not surprised you haven't heard of it, Ori. It's quite a niche sport, as it's an Irish sport. There's teams all over the world, but it's very much Ireland. It's an Irish sport, and I sort of. A part of me wants it. I find it interesting when people discover it, but at the same time, I want it to remain in Ireland. I don't want it getting really popular in America, or the UK, or around the world, because I worry that it could become professional, and I think that would take away an aspect of what makes hurling special, and it's the tribal nature of it. There are examples of people, of like really good players going to a new county and playing for their hurling team, but you would, there's certain rivalries. So for example, Cork and Kilkenny. A man from Cork would never go to Kilkenny, and who played on County Cork would never play for the county team in Kilkenny. I do not believe that would ever happen. That is like sacrilege. It's absolute sacrilege. But if it's a lesser rival, maybe. But there's a great there was an old commentator. God, he had a very tricky name. What was his name again? Oh yeah, it was Michael O'Mirktic. How do you pronounce? Oh God, I think it's like Murphy. How do you pronounce that in Irish again? Mirkatig. Yeah. Muirchartig, I think that's it. There was a Cork player who, his mother was from Fermanagh, and his father was from Fiji, from the island of Fiji. And during a game of hurling, this commentator, he said, Donal Cusack, his mother's from Fermanagh, his father's from Fiji, neither a hurling stronghold. Like the way he said it was very funny, but it was always one of those things that like it's such a quick-witted response to calling a game. It's great. I can't do it justice. Pretty dope. It is pretty dope. It's kind of cozy when something isn't as popular. Like it's huge in Ireland. Like every year we have the All Ireland hurling final, and 80,000 fans are at the stadium, Croke Park. It's like one of the biggest stadiums in Europe. So it's not like a small thing, but it is an Irish thing, So yeah. Sorry. I just Not talking. 80,000 fans. Yeah, it's a big stadium. I think it's specifically 82,000, but it's a big stadium. Very big stadium. Okay, okay. It is now midnight. I'm going to speed through the rest of this story. Sorry. I apologize for anyone who wanted ASMR of me reading. I often get distracted. You guys see. Where were we? Oh, here we were. So Alkmaar's daughter went to the house of arms, and her 2 sons with her, and a bed of healing was made ready for Quilta. A bowl of pale gold was brought to her, it full of water, and she took a crystal vessel and put herbs into it, and bruised them, and put them in water, and gave the bowl to Quilta, and he drank a great drink from it, and that made him cast up the poison of the spear that was in him. 5 drinks of it he took, and after that she gave him new milk to drink. But with the dint of the reaching he was left without strength for the length of 3 days and 3 nights. Quilta, my life, she said to him, in my opinion, you have got relief. I have got it indeed, he said, but that the weakness of my head is troubling me. The washing of Flan, daughter of Fleadis, will be done for you now. And the head that washing is done for will never be troubled with pain or baldness or weakness of sight. Can I have that? That sounds pretty good. I want a washing of my hair that means I'll never get a headache or have baldness. So that cure was done to him for a while, and the people of the hill divided themselves into 3 parts. The one part of their best men and great nobles, another of their young men, and another of their women and poets, to be visiting him and making mirth with him, as long as he would be on the bed of healing. And everything that was best from their hunting, they brought it to him. And one day, when Alkmaar's daughter and her 2 sons and Cascorach and Fermise were with Quilta, there was heard a sound of music coming towards them from the waters of Ruadh, and any one of them would leave the music of the whole world for that music. And they put their harps on the corners of the pillars and went out, and there was wonder on Quilta that they left him. And he took notice that his strength and the strength of his hands was not come to him yet, and he said, It is many a rough battle and many a hard fight I went into, and now there is not enough strength in me so much as to go out along with the rest. And he cried tears. And the others came back to him, and he asked news of them. What was the sound of music we heard? It was Uan out on the hill of the Sheed at the wave of Cleadna in the south, they said, and with her the birds of the land of promise, and she is musician to the whole of that country, and every year she goes to visit one of the hills of the Sheed, and it is our turn this time. Then the woman from the land of promise came into the house, and the birds along with her, and they pitched on the pillars and beams, and 30 of them came in where Quilta was, and began singing with them. And Cascorach took his harp, and whatever he played, the birds would sing to it. It is much music I have heard, said Quilta, but music so good, I have never heard such before. And after Quilta asked to have the healing of his thigh done, and the daughter of Alkmaar gave herself to that, and all that was bad was sucked from the wound by her serving people, till it was healed. And Quilta stopped on where he was for 3 nights after that. And then the people of the hill rose up and went into the stream to swim. And Quilta says, What ails me now not to go swim, since my health came back to me? And with that, he dove into the water. And afterwards they went back to the hill, and a great feast was made. Quilta bade them farewell after that, and Cascorach. But Fermise stopped with them for a while, and the people of the hill gave good gifts to them all. To Quilta a fringed cloak of wool from the 7 sheeps of the land of promise, and a fish hook that was called Akel Macmoga, and that could not be set in any river or inver, but would take fish. And along with that they gave him a drink of remembrance, and after the drink there would be no place he ever saw, or no battle or fight he was ever in, but would stay in his memory. That is good help from kinsmen and from friends, said Quilta. Then Quilta and Cascorc went out from the hill, and the people of it made great lamentation after them, for they would miss him. And so we end the story of Ilbrek of Esrua. And now I think we know where I got my name from. Isn't that neat? Oh god. You're gonna go to bed night? Go to bed now. Good night and sweet dreams, everyone. Good night, Sochi. Good night, good night. You think a bald rule would be interesting? You just want to pat my bald head. You just want to head pat it and make it shine bright. You want a lullaby? Hang on, I'll give you a very quick one. A very quick lullaby. Realty. Very quick, and then I have to go, and we're gonna raid off into someone, I think. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I've always loved you and made you happy, and nothing else could come between. But now you've left me to love another. You have shattered all of my dreams. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away. Yay. I hope the little lullaby of You Are My Sunshine was nice. Can we get one kiss goodnight? Okay, fine. Okay, before I do it, we're gonna find someone to stream. I know, Dankeschön. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Fine, you can't stay for 10 more hours? No, I can't, Pip, I'm sorry. But we are going to very quickly look for someone to raid. We're going to raid into... Who's streaming? Who's doing ASMR right now? Let's raid into Tayo Shonen. Let's raid into Tayo Shonen. He's doing a partner push. So that's who we'll raid into. Raid, I stay a while and listen. I'm sorry, I must go to bed. It is midnight and I have to be up very early. But thank you all so much for joining me. And thank you all. Thank you again, Pon Pon, for the raid. So sweet of you. Okay. I will Pip. This is for Pip, and I guess you guys can enjoy it too. There you go. There's your kiss. There's your kiss. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me back up a little bit because you guys might want me to get out of your personal space a little. But go Rev Mila Mahagut and Slán Gafol, and I will see you guys next stream. The Fianna are here for your comfies. You know what? I like that. That's gonna be our raid message. The Fianna are here for your comfies. So bye bye guys. Inasan job dia ha no desne. I don't know what that means, but thank you. See you guys. Bye bye. Wait, hang on. I'm gonna wink. Wink. There we go.